All right, so today I'm going to show you how to replace the air conditioning resistor in a 2005 Chevy Suburban. I already, to troubleshoot the process, I already looked at the fuse for the air conditioning blower, the motor blower for the AC unit. That was fine. I also checked the AC compressor relay, and that was fine. That was as simple as going to my local auto store and removing the fuse and the AC compressor relay and having them check to make sure that they work. So we discovered that those work. So now that led me to the AC resistor for the blower. I am getting cool air, it's just not blowing out. So that's leading me to believe that I have an issue with the resistor that ties into the AC blower. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, let's get into it. So before we do anything, we want to remove the fuse. So we're going to go ahead and go to the front of the truck. I already have the hood popped here. And you'll see your fuse box right here. We're going to remove this fuse box, snap that up, and with a pair of needle nose pliers. For this 2005 Chevy Suburban, that is this fuse here. We're going to remove that. Now, if you take a look at the top here, it tells you exactly where that blower fuse is. And we're going to remove this 40 amp blower fuse on the schematic, from the schematic. So that's this fuse here. So we're just going to take a pair of needle nose pliers and we're going to toggle this loose until we can get it out. If you don't remove this fuse first and we start messing around with the resistor, then this fuse will actually fry, and we'll be replacing that fuse. So that's anywhere between $5 to $7. So we don't want to do that. So then we'll just walk around to the passenger side of the vehicle, open that front passenger door, and I'll show you how to actually get to the blower fan as well as where we're going to put the resistor in. Okay, so now you can see we're actually under the dash on the passenger side, and there are two screws that we have to remove this cover here. We're going to remove this cover, and there's a screw here, and there's a screw here on the back side. Those screws actually take a 9/32. Those screws are 9/32, so we're going to remove those screws with this unit here. All right, so I'm taking my 9/32 ratchet set and I'm going to remove these screws here. And we'll get to this unit, the screw here. Now that we've removed the screws, we can just pop this cover plate off. And you'll see here's my blower, here's my harness set, and we're going to remove the actual AC resistor, which is here. Here's my new AC resistor. It's a Duralast JA1582. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. So here's my new resistor unit. Pretty straightforward set here for a clip in. All right, so we want to remove this blower, as I told you earlier. And for this one, it can either be a clamp holding it on in the back, or it can just screw directly in so you can twist the whole blower. So let's see which one I have here. All right, so I'm just turning it and it pops right out, and I can slide my unit out. All right, so now we can see where the harness is, and we just want to disconnect this harness here. So I have a small screwdriver from my electrical set that I normally use when I'm replacing hard drives and things on my laptops. So you pop this out, push that harness up, which of course I need two hands to do, but I'm holding one in the phone. There we go. All right, so we got the blower released, and we'll just set that off to the side. And next, we're going to remove this harness set here. All right, so I attempted to remove this harness while it was still connected, but that's not working. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this resistor set and see if I can actually get the harness off once I've removed the whole resistor set. So there are two screws here that need to be removed in order to remove the resistor set, and they take a 7/32 unit set here. So I'm going to grab my ratchet and remove it with a 7/32. Now, as you can tell, this has been done before because this is not the original setup by CHEVY. So someone has replaced this blower before and reconnected all of the wires to the harness. But we're going to move forward and remove these two screws and slide this AC resistor out. So this is in pretty bad shape. So I'm in Arizona, so you can see that this has been through quite a bit in terms of heat and power being sent through this unit. So we're going to go ahead and remove this harness set here. This tab slides back. We'll be able to pop this tab loose here and then slide this harness out. All right, so we finally got the harness removed, the old resistor removed. We're going to put the new resistor in. As you can see, it looks much better. And we're just going to go in the opposite direction. So I'll have to put the phone down here to connect it and tie it back up. All right, so you can see that old resistor was actually frying the harness set here. And I'm going to check to make sure that it functions still. I'm going to put some of this product here on it, liquid tape. So it acts as an electrical tape, but you can brush it on. It's a liquid, and we'll seal those wires back up just for safety reasons, and make sure that we're protecting the wires from touching and melting on the interior. All right, we're going to start it up and see if we can get the blower to work now. All right, still no air. So that means I actually have to change the connector. I attempted to salvage the connector by using the liquid tape, but that's not it. I guess it was too burnt and too corroded. A lot of carbon buildup around the connector. So I'll show you how to replace the actual connector next. Stay with me. Okay, again, before we start messing around down there with that harness, I'm sorry, with the wiring connector, I removed the fuse again. We want to make sure we remove the fuse before we start working down in that lower area. All right, so we are going to disconnect these wires and connect the new cable harness here. As you can see, all the pins are clean versus this one here where it was fried. So in order to keep the connections the way we'd like, I'm going to remove each of these one at a time and tie it back in one at a time. That way we'll keep track of how it's connected to make sure it's connected appropriately. So I have my wire strippers here, and I just nipped this first wire, and now I will connect the second wire, connect the first wire to the new wiring harness, and I'm going to do this one at a time. So we'll slide the cap over, and we're going to crimp this one, and then we're going to connect this cap in here, and we'll crimp this down, and then we will tighten it by taking a cigarette lighter and melting the plastic around it to keep a solid connection. So pretty straightforward. All right, so now that we've changed the harness, that wiring cable, we'll go ahead and put the fuse back in. And see if we can get airflow out of here now. All right, we got airflow. That solved our problem. You hear that? So for $85, we've resolved our issue with the resistor and a wiring harness, cable connector for the unit. We're back in business. All right, hope you found this video helpful. God bless you. Until next time, stay safe. Thank you for watching another episode of Things My Dad Didn't Teach Me. TMDDTM. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, send this to other people. And again, I'm just constantly trying to send information out to teach young people things that I didn't know. Well, actually, young as well as old, younger, older, male, female, doesn't matter. Things my dad didn't teach me. God bless.